So, retail induction, we're talking primarily about blanket dropping here. And the reason I've chosen blanket dropping is because absolutely anybody can do it. Even my kids can do it. And quite often the LPOs put out catalogues and things like that. So what do I mean by blanket dropping? Basically, that's going to every single house on the street and just shoving a catalogue through the letterbox. So it doesn't take any courage as such. It doesn't take any skill as such. You don't need to knock on a door and be confident. You don't need to speak to people. Even though that system is very, very effective, I'm choosing blanket dropping because anybody can do it. And the price of the catalogues at the moment is an absolute bargain. If anyone's thinking, well, what do I need to buy books for? Well, imagine if you had a shop and you said, what do I need to stock my shelves for? Or you're a taxi driver and you thought, why do I need to buy any petrol? For the same reason you need to buy catalogues, because without your tools, you won't make any money. It's an investment, and with an investment, you expect a return. You expect to make more money than what you put in. Okay, it's not a cost, it's not a spend, it's not like going to the shop and blowing some money and never seeing anything for it. It's actually an investment that you get a return on, and you make more money than what you put out. So let's crack on without further ado. Understanding the actual retailing side of the business. Now this applies for whether it's online, whether you're presenting, or whether you're posting, because basically the retail is the backbone of your kleeneze business. Okay, if we don't sell any products, nobody makes any money, full stop. What makes us unique is that people actually want our stuff. We're not selling lotions, potions, we're not in a niche market, we're not just looking for those people that go to the gym, or those that want to lose weight, or those that are concerned about the health. Everybody and anybody will use our products, from the bedroom, bathroom, garden, workshop, car. Men, female, old and young, all use our products. It's a simple, duplicatable system, but treat it seriously. You might have joined just to make a few quid a week, but if you don't treat your business seriously, you're going to even struggle to make a few quid a week. If you had a job, whether that be a part-time job of 5 hours a week or a part-time job of 25 hours a week, you would treat that job seriously in those times allocated, because if you didn't, you'd lose the job, no matter who your employer was. If you pissed around in those few hours that you commit to building your business, or you were working a part-time job, if you messed around in that time, your employer would get rid of you. So whether you choose to do 10 hours a week or 40 hours a week, whatever hours you choose to put into this business to make the money you want to make, take it serious, guys. Don't mess around with it. Do what you say you're going to do. It will provide you with an immediate and sustainable income. As long as you keep repeating the process week in, week out, it will provide you with a predictable income. The last 3 months, our check has been around £1,750 or so for the last 3 months. It's totally consistent if you build it right. Doing the repetition of placing the books, posting online if you're doing online, or knocking on doors if you're presenting the catalogues, the repetition of doing that week in, week out is all about forming good habits. And this business is built on good habits. And if you create those good habits and do things consistently so that it becomes second nature, you'll build an amazing customer base no matter which system you choose to follow. Retailing effectively will also fund the growth of your business. So if people are saying, well, I can't afford to buy this to grow my business, and I can't afford to go to meetings, and I can't afford petrol to put in my car, and I can't afford to stay in a hotel, and I can't afford, and I can't afford, and I can't afford, that thinking, that mentality is exactly what is stopping you from moving forward. It's those beliefs, them limiting ideas, that are stopping you from growing your business. So if you can't afford, then put the tools to work, go out there and earn the extra money you need in order to achieve those goals. And what it will make of you to become the person who can afford it will be far more valuable than the money that you actually earn. Okay, the person you become will be far more important. So let's take a look at a typical retail plan. Okay, so this is day one, week one, brand new distributor putting out their first ever catalogues. We recommend that you work with no less than 300 catalogues a week. Okay, so that'd be a drop of 150 twice a week if you blanket drop in. Now, for the benefit of those listening that think I'll just try 100 or 200 once a week to see how it goes, if you are primarily wanting to make a decent income from retailing catalogues alone, so not including online, if you're doing catalogues alone, you need to get out a minimum of 300 books a week. Otherwise, you're just peeing in the wind. It won't work. If you're supplementing your online income with catalogues and it's just a second way of boosting your orders, then fair enough. 200 books a week is probably enough. But I wouldn't recommend any less than that, even if you're doing online. Okay, I would seriously recommend at least 300 to 400 catalogues a week in order to make a decent income from the catalogues. Again, this is blanket dropping. Posting is different again. Okay, sorry, presenting is different again. This is blanket dropping, just post it through letterboxes. So let's say, for instance, the Clean Easy Week always runs from a Thursday to a Thursday. Okay, so let's say on a Friday you put out 200 catalogues, and that takes approximately an hour and a half. That's just literally shoving them through letterboxes. Take the weekend off, spend it with the kids, go to a seminar, go to a workshop, get some learning, education in there, do whatever you want with your weekend. But on the Monday, you go back and you put those catalogues back in. Again, it takes about 2 hours. When we pick up the catalogues, we recommend that you leave what we call a thank you pack, which is just a pre-made up pack of any of the catalogues. It doesn't matter which, it might be 1 or 2 extra catalogues with an order form and a little slip that can be downloaded off the Bevink website under useful downloads. And that slip will say, thank you for your order. I'll deliver your goods within 7 to 10 days. In the meantime, please take a look at this complimentary catalogue and I'll collect it with or without an order when I deliver these goods. Okay, that way, when you deliver the order, you get the catalogue back, so you don't lose the catalogue, and some of those catalogues will have extra orders in there over and above the original order. It hasn't taken any more effort, it's just taken putting in an extra order and delivering that. Okay, so Friday, 200 books out. Monday, 200 books in. Excuse me. Leave your thank you packs. Tuesday, put those catalogues back out again to another 200 houses, and Thursday, pick them up. And then the following week, deliver the orders. You're following that retail plan week in, week out for 6 to 9 months. But every 4 weeks, you go back to the same houses. So just to explain, week one, you do Friday to Thursday down one street or one area. Then in week 2, you do another area. Week 3, another area. Week 4, another area. Week 5, you go right back to the very beginning where you dropped your first lot of catalogues, and you do that cycle again and again for the next 6 months. So each house gets a catalogue at least 6 times over the 6 months. What your primary focus is to find 20 customers a week. And we know that the law of averages states that if you deliver 300 to 400 books a week, you'll find those 20 customers a week. What we also know is that the average spend is £12.50. So what you earn, depending on whether it's from the Clean Easy or the K-Life catalogue, is anything between 15 and 21% immediately, plus a further bonus depending on the turnover at the end of each month. In this example, 200 catalogues out twice a week will generate you around £400 of orders. That £400 of orders a week, so over the 4 weeks, will give you £1,600 of orders at the end of a 4-week period. On £1,600 worth of orders at 21%, you will earn £337.86 cash. That's in your hand when you deliver the goods, and a bonus of £133 paid into your bank at the end of the 4-week period. So your total earned in the month for 4 weeks is £470. Now that to me is a blooming good part-time income for 10 to 15 hours a week, guys. Okay, and you choose the hours and fit it around your life. That actually is £117 a week for 10 to 15 hours. Now this is where this is what you'll also get by following that plan. You'll also qualify for your welcome rewards. Okay, now what those are is, when you do £150 of orders in your first 30 days, you get 50 free books or 5 dropship credits. Forget about the dropship credits, guys. Just go for the free books. There's far more value in them. Once you've done £600 of orders in your first 30 days, you get another 100 free books. So far, that's 150 catalogues you've had for free. Once you've done £1,200 of orders, you'll get another 100 free books. So that's 250 catalogues for free. And if you put those out, just like I've just shown you, you'll be making over £400 in a 4-week period. So 250 books free is equivalent to £145 of bonus. Okay, typically or usually the catalogues are £29 for a box of 50. At the moment, they're actually £14 for a box of 50. It's a special offer that's on at the moment. So why is it important to keep on top of your catalogues? Well, let's take a look at the wrong way to retail. We know that every time you put out 200 catalogues, you're not going to get 200 back. Some people do throw them in the bin. The odd person loses it. Somebody may be away on holiday or out when you actually go to collect the catalogue. We know that this happens. It's perfectly normal. It's perfectly natural. However, it's only a minority of people who throw it away. Out of 200 catalogues, you may lose between 5 and 10%. So from 200 catalogues, that's 20 catalogues that you lose and 180 that you get back. So out of 400 catalogues, just bear with me, I'm just muting some people because I'm getting feedback. Okay, so out of 400 catalogues, you might lose 40. So if you put out 400, you may only get back 360, but you'll pick up around £400 in orders. But then week 2, you put out 360 because you don't replace any, and you pick up 320, getting £360 in orders. You put out 320, pick up 290, get 320 in orders. Put out 290 because that's all you've got left. You're still thinking you're doing 400 because you're doing them all and you've not counted them, but actually you're only doing 290, and then you pick up £290 in orders. At the end of that 4-week period, you've done £1,370. So first month's retail profit is 289 quid. Volume profit £88, total earnings 377 at the end of your first period. Fantastic, nice check, you think. That's great. So you think, great, this is working well, I'll just carry on. But you don't buy any more catalogues. So in week 5, you put out 260 because that's all you've got left. You get back 230, 260. You can see the pattern, all right? You can see what's happening here. So by the end of week 8, you've only 190 catalogues left. That's what goes out. You pick up 170, you get your £190 of orders. Your total orders in that month is 890. So you can see there, by the end of the second period, you've now done £188 in retail profit, volume profit, and you've got 57, in retail profit, and in volume profit, you've got 57 quid. Total earnings, £245. And you're saying to yourself, oh, I've had a bad month this month. It hasn't been as good as last month. The actual fact is you've done a lot less than the first month because you haven't had as many catalogues. So your total earnings for periods 1 and 2 is £622. Let's have a look at the right way of doing it. So whether you top up via your welcome rewards or whether you top up by actually investing in catalogues, as long as you're putting out 200 twice a week, you'll see that each month, each week, you're picking up around £400 in orders. So at the end of the first month, you've done £1,600 in orders. giving you total earnings of £470. You do exactly the same again because you buy catalogues or replace them with your welcome rewards, and you consistently put out 400 catalogues a week, giving you again £1,600 in orders and £470 in income. So let's look at the difference. Wrong way, you earn £622. The right way, you earn £940. Why is it more profitable to keep your catalogues topped up? Because the income difference is £318 in a 4-week period. Spent on catalogues, nothing if you do it with your welcome rewards. Okay, you get to keep all that. But let's say, for instance, now, while the catalogues are £14 for 50 and the Christmas catalogue is £5 for 50, you've got 50 kleeneze, 50 Christmas, that's £19. Let's say you buy all 5 boxes to give you your 250 catalogues. That's £95 spent on catalogues, or £95 spent on fuel if you were a taxi driver. But that's a clear profit of 223 quid, even after spending that £95. It's a massive, massive increase in your income just for keeping topped up. So when people actually think they're saving themselves money by not buying catalogues, they've no idea what they're really costing themselves. They're ripping themselves off by penny pinching their business. So it also builds your customer base a lot quicker. Instead of taking 9 months, you can do it in 6 months by following the system. Once you get to customer base, guys, it's a whole different ball game. It's such a walk in the park. You're not putting out twice a week. You're not going back for stragglers, because you do have to go back for catalogues that people forget to leave out, and I'll cover that in a bit. But you're just going out maybe on a Friday, putting out 100 catalogues to 100 customers. Over a 4-week period, you're covering your 400 customers in a month. But on the Monday, you pick up those catalogues. So if you put them out Friday, pick them up Monday, hardly any stragglers because your customers are now used to you coming. Do your deliveries on a Wednesday, and it really is very much part-time. The top retailers that are regularly doing £2,000, £3,000, £4,000 a month on the retail list are all doing it from a customer base, and they're all working part-time. But those checks, those income checks that they get are over £2,000 a month, around about £1,500 to £2,000 a month for working part-time. Okay, so what you'll have is 400, 500 customers. Total hours worked is about 6 hours a week approximately. In this example, 100 catalogues out, £400 of orders is £1,600 of orders. At 21%, that's £337 cash and a bonus of £133, giving you a total income of £470.95 a month for 6 hours a week, 6 to 8 hours a week. That's £15 to £20 an hour. Now, if I said to you, look, I'm happy to give you a job, but for the first 6 months, I want you to put in as much time as it takes, whatever I require. I'm going to pay you minimum wage of £5 an hour for the next 6 months, and you give me what time I need. But after that 6 months, I'll slash your hours to just 6 hours a week, and I'll pay you 20 quid an hour for the rest of your life. Would you take the job? Would you take the job? Because that's what you've got your hands on, guys. It's just whether you can commit that to yourselves. So remember, always deliver 300 to 400 catalogues a week. It's the golden number, the law of averages. It's the law of averages, and you cannot change or break the law. It's how it is. So if it's 300 to 400 bucks a week in order to do £1,000 in retail, it's 300 to 400 bucks a week. Not 150 and see how it goes. Not unless you're supplementing that with Facebook and social media retail. Keep good records. Make sure you know where you've been, who you got the books back from. Speak to your sponsor about keeping good records and a round book. They will show you how to keep a record of your round. Don't try and do it on your own if you've never done it before. Speak to someone and get them to show you on Zoom or Skype how to keep records. Use a weekly planner. And again, work with your sponsor and ask them to help you create a plan to do your retail. Don't wait for them to get hold of you. You get hold of them and tell them, I need help. Show me what to do. I want some help creating a plan. If they don't know, they'll point you to somebody that can help. Pick catalogues up when you say you're picking them up. Be reliable. Okay, if you say you're going back Tuesday, go back Tuesday. Yes, things happen. Things change our plans. Sometimes we have to let customers down. But if we're doing it week in and week out, day in and day out, very quickly they'll get fed up and stop ordering from you. It isn't until you've built a good relationship with them. You don't want to be messing them around with timings. Communication is key, so use the slips available. Make sure your name and Facebook group is on everything. Okay, if you have a Facebook group, make sure it's on every piece of paper that goes through somebody's door. That is like a leaflet, a flyer. Even if it's just a sorry I missed you slip, thank you for your order slip, or anything like that. Sorry I missed you slips. Guys, we recommend that you go back for catalogues 3 times. Make sure you knock on the door, because this is an opportunity for the customer to say, please don't leave me another catalogue, or thank you for your book, I don't want anything this time, but please make sure you keep coming back, or oh, I've ordered, here's your catalogue. Okay, these things are these opportunities are opportunities for you to have a chat with the customer. So please knock on the door to get your catalogues back. If nobody answers, then use the slip. Okay, I used to put the slip in the crack of the door rather than through the letterbox. A, so the dog that I didn't hear didn't bite me, and B, the customer always sees the slip in the door. They don't always see it if you shove it through a letterbox, particularly if it's a small slip. So if that slip is still in the door when I go back the next day for my catalogue, straight away I know they've never even opened the door. So I'm not going, why aren't they reading my slip? Don't anybody listen to me? Why won't they leave the catalogue out? But because it's our own self-talk that quite often negs us out. So sorry I missed you slips, leave them in the crack of the door. If it's still there the next day, you know straight away they've not opened the door, and you don't start beating yourself up wondering why they're ignoring you. 3rd time call slip. Remember, go back for catalogues at least 3 times. If you've been back the 3rd time, put a 3rd time call slip through. Hi, sorry, I've called 3 times for the catalogue. I appreciate you may be busy. Please keep the book safe for another 4 weeks until I return. Or if you want anything in the meantime, give me a call and I'll deliver any orders that you wish. Okay? That lets them know that you're coming back. It lets them know that you're serious. And it also lets them know that they can order even though you're not in the area. Use a thank you for leaving your book out slip. Okay? Thank you for leaving your book out, or thank you for using the online shop, or anything like that. Okay? The reason we say thank you for leaving your book out, again, it's just another form of communication to leave your online shop details, to leave your Facebook group details. And thank you for your order and your thank you pack, which tells people that you'll be coming back, you know, that, excuse me, thank you for your order slip, or the compliment thank you pack, which all can be downloaded from the Beving website. So some top tips, guys. Be reliable. Okay, be trustworthy. People want to make sure that they guarantee they're going to get their orders, that they can trust you. Give excellent customer service. I went to Skegness a few weeks ago. Sorry, not Skegness. Cleethorpes. Went to Cleethorpes with kids a couple of weeks ago. 2 fish and chip shops next door to one another. Both sold fish and chips. Both probably got the similar supplier. Both perfectly good shops. One was packed. One was empty. One was tidy. One was a mess. Why do you think the tidy one was packed? Do you know what I mean? It's customer service. It's first impressions. It's a good appearance. 2 identical shops next door to one another, one busy, one not. You're going to go straight for the busy one, aren't you, as well? You know, because that's where everyone else is going. People follow. So make sure you stand out by being professional and giving a good service. Your focus is to get and keep customers. It's not just to get new customers week in, week out. It's to keep the ones that you've got. All right. So by building a relationship, going that extra mile, learning your customers' names, putting their name in your little notebook and using their name the next time you see them is a great trick. Have a fantastic attitude. If you're smiling and positive, whatever the weather or whatever the circumstance, even if you have to tell somebody that something's out of stock or it's no longer available, do it with a smile. One, you'll feel far better. Two, your customer will feel far better, and they'll order from you time and time again, whether something's out of stock or not. Okay? But have a good, positive attitude. Whistle while you work, as they say. All right? Whistle while you work, because it really does rub off on other people. If you're grumpy and miserable, people soon talk. Here's an interesting fact. If somebody has a positive experience, they'll share it with maybe 2 or 3 people maximum. If somebody has a negative experience, they'll share it with at least 9. Okay? At least 9. So if somebody's moaning, if you're moaning and groaning on someone's doorstep, or you're miserable or complaining about any situation or circumstance, they'll just tell everybody else. And then those people won't be interested in buying from you either. Go for stragglers a minimum of 3 times. Guys, that's a must, especially in the early days. A lot of your bigger orders will come from your stragglers because it's when your customers have had time to look at the book. Make sure you knock. As I said, don't just use the slips. Don't just shove the slips through. Slips are great, but if they don't see them or they don't read them or it gets picked up with all the other mail and just put on a table in the hallway, that's when people don't see your slip. You cannot build a relationship with a slip, but you can with a face-to-face conversation. Don't be afraid. People don't bite. Make sure one call is after 6 p.m. All right, get an evening call in there. And the other thing is, if you're picking up your books on a morning, try and go for your stragglers the same evening. Not 2 evenings later or a week later. Try and go for the stragglers the same day. If you're picking up on an evening, then go for your stragglers the following morning. And then again the following evening. A book isn't lost until someone says it's lost. Just because they aren't in, or just because some kid answers the door and says, sorry, my mum's had it, it doesn't mean it's lost. Unless someone actually says, I'm really sorry, I've lost your catalogue, then it's lost. Deal happily with returns. If somebody wants to return something, just, no worries. It goes back as easy as where it comes, and just send it back. That way the customer feels comfortable with you. They know there's no problems or quibbles if they have to return something, and they'll order time and time again just because they feel comfortable that if they're not happy, they know it's okay to send it back. Expect all kinds of pickups. That means you're going to have good pickups, bad pickups, average pickups. The thing is, if you have what you call a bad pickup, you can always go out and put out more catalogues to boost it. Or you can always do more online sales, or you can go present or whatever. You can always do a Facebook Live. They work brilliant, okay? Remember, you don't melt in the rain. Just because it's raining, we're coming into winter, it's going to be snowing and things like that. I've gone out for my catalogues with a dustpan in my hands and scraped the doorsteps from snow to get my catalogues. Okay, people used to say to me, I used to go out on a bank holiday Monday because I pick up my catalogues on a Monday, and they'd say it's a bank holiday, and I used to say I'm not a bank. All right, you're building this business for you. All right, I'm not saying you've got to work bank holidays. I'm not saying you've got to go out in the rain. I'm not saying you've got to go out in the snow. But what are you doing this for? And if you were doing it for somebody else and they told you you had to go out in the rain and the snow and work on a bank holiday, you'd most likely do it because you want to keep your job. If you can do it for somebody else, why not do it for yourself? Because the rewards from building this are far greater than any rewards you'll ever get in a job. Far greater. Okay? Plus, yes, you do it for your own time freedom and your own choices. Well, sometimes we've just got to make a difficult choice rather than the easy choice. Weigh up the odds. What's best? Go out when it's raining now, or wait 2 or 3 days when I've got to change all the slips around, change everything about, and go out when the sun's shining. Place an order once a week. If you get into the habit of placing an order once a week, if I don't place my order now on a Monday, I freak out because I know that Mondays is when I've got to place my orders, when I've got all my stragglers from the weekend. Deliver once a week, and remember your stragglers. Remember your straggler deliveries, all right? Not everybody's going to be in. Use notes to let people you've called. Try and collect phone numbers, ring them, let them know you're going. Don't spend hours at home ringing all your customers first and then go out delivering, because that's just bad use of time. Ring your customers while you're out, while you're going from one house to the next. Just ring them on hands-free when you set off and just say, "Hi, Mrs. Smith, I'm just around the corner," letting you know, and they'll have the money ready for you when you get to the door. Don't take advice from Joe Public. They don't pay your bills. So if somebody turns around and says, "This whole area is covered, you won't get any orders around here, I don't want a catalogue, neither does my neighbour, oh, kleeneze, we already got a distributor," or anything like that at all, just say, "Thank you," switch off, go to the next house and put your catalogue through. If you see catalogues on the doorstep, put your catalogue through anyway. I did, and I expected to get it thrown back at me, so I ran down the drive. What I actually got was a £112 order because the lady hadn't had chance to order from the first catalogue. She didn't think she was going to see another catalogue because she'd not had one for months, and she ordered from me. She now orders £100 every 6 months, and I only leave 2 catalogues a year. One at summer, one at winter, and she orders over £100 every time. That's £200 of orders, and if I hadn't have put that catalogue through, because there was one on the doorstep, I'd have never got that customer. However, I've had that customer for 15 years now. So what's that? £200 a year for 15 years? Someone work it out. About £5,000? Something like that. I'm going to work that out very quickly. I'll cut this out on the recording. 200 times 15. It's £3,000. Should have worked that out dead quicker, but I had a brain freeze. £3,000 of orders I've had off that customer. And that's like somebody ordering £20 a month for 10 months of the period, 10 months of the year. All right. So that's a really good customer, guys. And ask your customers, do you know anyone who may want to earn an extra income? Speak to people. When people say, "Oh, how's it going? Is it any good?" No matter what you feel, always say, "Yeah, it's fantastic. It's brilliant. I'm loving it. It's really good. It's allowed me to get that little bit of extra money, take the kids out, buy a takeaway or whatever you're getting from it." 7 tips to increase your retail, guys. Use your own products. Good idea. Or demo your products on a live. Present catalogues, all right? There's a complete new separate training on the Beving website. If you want to present catalogues, it's also very effective. But remember, I'm showing you now how to blanket drop, because anybody can do that. Leave a thank you catalogue. We've discussed that, so I won't go into detail again. Demonstrate your products. Guys, this is the best time of year for demonstrating products. Dark night, get something off the Christmas catalogue that lights up, a bauble, a fairy or anything, and demonstrate it to your customers when you're delivering their order or picking up a catalogue. If they're stood in, if they're there on the doorstep, or you knock on the door and you ask for a catalogue, just say, "I've just come from my kleeneze catalogue. By the way, can I just show you this? Yeah, by the way, can I just show you this? We've got a special on them if you know anyone that's interested." And just show them the product. Online shop and customer incentives. Okay. Again, if you want to give discounts, you can, but you don't really need to. But there's all sorts you can do to increase your retail. Commercial market, nip into Chinese takeaways, hairdressers, pubs, old people's homes. There's loads of places, laundrettes. There's loads of places you can nip to with the catalogue and get extra orders from the commercial market. And always remember your family and friends, guys. Make sure everyone gets to see a catalogue this Christmas. So, personal retail. This is a kleeneze bonus chart. It is so simple to retail to the 10 and 13% levels, combining both online and catalogues or just catalogues. Okay, £780 of orders is so achievable on your own. The figures in the left-hand column is the turnover, whether that's as an individual or collectively as a team. The figures in the far right-hand column is what you can expect to earn at the end of 4 weeks. Okay, the first two are in yellow because you can certainly do that on your own. You can do that without a team. You can do that purely from catalogues alone. If you follow the 400 catalogues a week, you will do £1,600 in orders, which will qualify you at the 13% level. To get to the top of the bonus chart, where you're earning about £1,200 a month, we recommend building a team of around 10 to 15 active wide. That's 10 to 15 distributors placing orders on a weekly basis. So, summary, place a minimum of 300 to 400 books a week. I can't say that enough. Use all the slips available. Communication is key. Be professional, goes without saying. Form good habits. Retail can grow your business. Aim for the bonus levels and show others where they can learn to do the same. Lead them to the information. You don't have to be the driving instructor. You just need to show people where they can learn how to drive. Okay, you're learning how to drive your vehicle, you're learning the process, share the idea with everyone else, recommend the opportunity, recommend the business. You don't have to be able to teach them at this stage what to do yourself. Okay, so happy retailing, guys. All right, it is coming up. We are in the best time of the year. So seriously, it's really worth getting knuckled down, stuck into the retail and earning some fantastic money for Christmas, because come December the 22nd, you can either have a bit of money in that bank or you can have a really good bonus check to have a fantastic Christmas with. It's entirely up to you.